Hello, my name is Andrea and I'm number 17 on Toronto Fusion women's baseball team. So today I'm going to be talking about how to pick off a runner at first base. All right, so as you can see on the floor, there's something white there. It's just a piece of paper I taped to the floor. So if you have something you can tape to the floor to mimic the pitching rubber, I recommend doing that just so then after we can work on our footwork around something that's actually there. So one really cool thing about baseball is that there's a lot of thinking involved and a lot of strategy. And as a pitcher, you get to play around more with that. So having runners on base and trying to get them to shorten up their leadoffs or throwing it over and maybe trying to get them out is all a lot of fun, I find, as a pitcher. We're going to be doing pickoffs to first base from the stretch position. So I have another video out on our YouTube channel about basics from the stretch position. So watch that if you don't know what that means. So here we go. Foot's there, ball in my hand because it's always ready to throw over. So one way that I can disturb any runners on base, but in particular first base we're talking about right now, is I can just lift my right foot off the rubber to the rear, and that pretty much makes me an infielder again. So I'm here, and I'm like, I just want them to go back to base. So I lift my foot back, and they're probably going to run back to base. So that's one way to do it. Another thing I could do is I'm here, lift my foot back, and then throw the ball over. You can even do it when you're set. So you're here, you're set, and then we're gonna, again, you can throw or not throw, it's up to you once you lift your foot back here. All right, another way we can pick off from the stretch position is we're here. And instead of moving my back foot behind the rubber, I'm just going to twist it off to the side in front. So when you do that, it's quicker to get over there. But it's important when you're doing this way, you got to throw the ball to first. You can't fake the throw and then it's just not allowed. It's called a balk, which is like an error. It's any base runner would get a free base. That's different than if you do it back there. If you do it back there, you don't have to throw the ball. That's pretty much like, okay, timeout. Even though it's not a timeout, but it's just you're resetting your pitching. So you're just another infielder. It's okay. But once you do it like this, you got to throw that ball. So going from here, we can try to pick off from this position, or you can wait till you're set and pick off right away. Or you can just stand here for, I don't know, 3, 5, 7 seconds. And that runner will be wondering, what is she doing? Why isn't she pitching? They may get a little antsy. And then it's up to you whether you pick it off or you throw home. They may not expect it. Because they may be looking over at their coach saying, what is she doing? And by that point, you got him. Another thing to consider as well is your looks over at the base runner. So if there's a base runner on first base, I'm here, I'm looking at my signs, I can turn my whole body. As long as my foot stays on there like that, I can turn and look at them. I can move my shoulders, I'm looking at them, look at them once, look at them twice, you know, slow look, quick look, like whatever you want, you can vary it. And then I come set. Once you come set though, you're not allowed to move your shoulders. You can't move your shoulders to look over at them. You got to keep your shoulders still, but you can move your head. So if you might be able to see them like this, but probably not. But they may not know that. So obviously if my head's pointed this way, there's no way I can see them. But if I do one of these, you know, maybe I'll catch a glimpse of them, or I'll see some movement out of the corner of my eye, or maybe they'll think I can see them, and that may affect what they're doing. Another thing to consider too is your back catcher. Talk to your back catcher before when you're setting up and see if there's a signal you guys can agree upon that's going to mean, hey, I think you should throw over. So it might be like the pinky finger, or maybe they'll give you all 4 fingers wiggling, or maybe they'll just hit their helmet and that's their signal to you to say, hey, they got a big lead off. So even though I'm not looking at the base runner, I'm here, I look at my back catcher gives me that signal, I might want to throw over. It doesn't mean you have to throw over, but you're trusting their judgment on what they think. Or maybe they don't give you a signal, right? And you're not looking over, but you're thinking, I'm gonna throw it over anyways. Again, you can do that too. It's completely up to you. There's no limit on how many times you can throw over. Another thing you can do to change up your throws over to first is maybe you're there, you're set, and you decide you're gonna pick off, but you don't wanna give your best pick off, but you want them to think it's your best pick off. So you still do a quick move, but instead of doing a short arm throw, do a big, long, full arm throw. And that way, but still do it fast, right? Because if anyone's looking, they're gonna be like, oh, wow, you know, she threw it there real fast. But in actuality, you're taking longer because you're doing that full arm movement. Instead of doing the, oh, you're here, you're set, you jump, and then you're doing the short arm, which is quicker. So that's something to consider too, that you can vary up to really mess with them and their timing. So that's it from me for pickoffs to first base. Stay tuned, check back later. We're gonna have more videos, pickoffs to second base, pickoffs to third base. My teammate Becky is a left-handed pitcher, so she's gonna be making some videos about left-handed pickoffs and so forth. So yeah, check out our other videos on our YouTube channel. Hope you guys are staying safe, and we'll see you on the field soon.